folks, it's Diecast Buffet here again, and welcome to Race 7 of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, the New York Sports Show 400 from Chicagoland Speedway. Now, I know my voice sounds absolutely terrible right now, and I do apologize for that, but the series must go on. So, after a thrilling finish last Saturday night at Richmond Raceway, Kyle Larson found himself in victory lane, winning the inaugural Duralast Cup Series throwback. And with Race 7 right here in Chicago, it's going to be a load of fun. Let's get the cars off pit road and get them on the track racing. Clint Boyer is your pole sitter. Alright folks, so if you're unfamiliar with the rules of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, here's how it works. So we take one car, we're going to push it around the track. Wherever that car lands, we'll take it off and set it to the side. Now we'll push the second car. If the second car gets to the side of the first car, that is considered a pass. That's how the series works. That's how everything goes. And without further ado, let's get Clint Boyer on track, your pole sitter. Can he get 2 straight wins at Chicagoland Speedway? He won this race last December. Here we go. Green flag at the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, Chicagoland New York Sports Show 400. And Clint Boyer out to a very decent lead. Clint Boyer out front looking to get his first win of Season 2. And the driver who won the last time on a 1.5 mile is Martin Truex Jr. driving the same paint scheme he took to victory lane at Vegas. Here's Martin Truex Jr. New leader, it's going to be Martin Truex Jr. with a commanding about 15 car gap over second place Boyer. Here's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the Sunny D Ford. And Stenhouse will get around Clint Boyer. Stenhouse up the second. Here is Chase Elliott in the Mountain Dew Camaro. And Chase Elliott will take the third place spot. As Boyer begins to fade, here is Brad Keselowski in the Worth Ford Mustang. Keselowski will round out the top 5. Here's Kevin Harvick in the Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford Mustang. And definitely one of the loudest cars on the track. He will be in second place. So there's 2 halves to this race, folks. You have one half which has every car going at least once. And after the first half, we will take all the cars off the track and they will keep their respectable positions, but they'll be pushed one more time in the second half, and that will determine the final finishing position. Also, if a car should come off the racetrack and make any contact with another car, that is a out or a DNF. And that will mean that car is out of the race. Here's Kyle Larson in the DC Solar Camaro. And Kyle Larson wrecks out. That's going to be our first DNF of the day. He is out. Wow. And Kyle Larson wrecks out. That's going to be our first DNF of the day. He is out. Wow. Big oof for a cat that just won last Saturday night at Richmond. Kyle Larson wrecks out. Here's Ryan Newman. And Newman jumps into second place. Here's Joey Logano in the Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang. And, well, half-decent run for the 22. He gets around Chase Elliott. And unlike most series on YouTube, there is no stage racing. There is no playoffs. It's simple. From the green flag at Daytona to the checkered flag at Homestead, it is all points racing. No playoffs, nothing. Top 10 are the only drivers that get points. So if you get first, you get 10 points. You get 10th, you get 1 point. Very simple, very clean, and very easy to keep up with. Here's Kyle Busch in the Hazelnut Spread M&M's Toyota Camry. And wow, is that car slow. Kyle Busch still looking for his first NASCAR Duralast Cup Series win. Here's Jimmy Johnson, who's another cat looking for his first win. And Johnson, no speed. He'll get around Keselowski and the 18. Hopefully my voice will get better as the race goes on. I apologize. It's been an entire week without recording any of these races. I've been very sick with allergies And I absolutely apologize for the audio quality. I have been feeling miserable, but the race must go on. Here's Alex Bowman in the Nationwide 88. Oh my Jesus, what a fast lap out of Alex Bowman there. Holy cow. That is probably the fastest Gold Series car I own. Here's Denny Hamlin in the FedEx Express Toyota Camry. And Denny Hamlin puts himself in the top 5, passing Ryan Newman. Here's one cat that won in Season 1 but has not won in Season 2. It's Ryan Blaney in the PPG Mustang. And Ryan Blaney, he finds himself around Hamlin. And this cat's last start was at Daytona in Race 1. It is Chase Briscoe in the number 31 Granger, a part-time entry for RCR. After being booted out by the Roush Fenway 16, he will be once again behind the number 31 Camaro. Here we go. And, well, that's so much for his part-time run. The 31 has wrecked. Chase Briscoe is out here at Chicagoland, the second Chevrolet and second DNF of the day. Originally, the number 39 Marquito Chevrolet of Ross Chastain was not going to run Chicagoland, but a last-minute deal came through, and the 39 of Buffet Racing South makes the trip to Chicagoland Speedway. Here's Ross Chastain. And Ross Chastain is inside the top 10. Here's William Byron in the Liberty Camaro. William Byron gets around Ross Chastain and company. Here's Kurt Busch in the Gear-Rich Camaro. And a decent lap for the 1 car. Here's Eric Almirola in the Shazam Mustang. Well, so much for that one. Eric Almirola has wrecked out here at Chicagoland. And that makes 3 cars out of the New York Sports Show 400. Make sure to go subscribe to that cat. He's a really cool dude coming on board to sponsor this race. Here's Austin Dillon in the Dow Chemical Camaro. And a pretty good run for the 3 car. He will get around the 24. Here is Daniel Suarez in the Haas Ford Mustang. Believe it or not, folks, Daniel Suarez has jumped into the 2nd place spot. The number 47 from JTG Doherty Racing has been extremely mediocre on the racetrack. Can Ryan Preece find some luck and get it turned around? And surprisingly enough, he finds himself in the top 10. Here's David Reagan in the Select Blinds Ford Mustang. David Reagan to the top 5. Here's Matt DiBenedetto in the Procore Camry. And he will get around Ross Chastain. A new driver to the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. It is Dominic Konareski in the number 57 New York Sports Show Camaro. This is a custom car that my good friend over at the New York Sports Show made, and he will be racing today's race at Chicagoland Speedway. It's a 1-race deal. Maybe he'll be back in the future. Here is Dominic Konareski's run at Chicagoland Speedway. And he will get around Matt DiBenedetto and put himself just outside the top 10. Here's the number 43 of Bubba Wallace Jr. And a huge wreck here at Chicagoland Speedway involving not only your pole sitter Clint Boyer, Ryan Preece, and Ryan Newman. A massive 4-car wreck here. Holy cow, folks. Four cars taken out, and wow, this is going to thin the herd. Clint Boyer is taken out of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, New York Sports Show 400. Ryan Preece, extreme luck, more DNFs by this cat probably than anyone in the field. And the 43 car, tough luck for him, he's not going to get a top 10 day. And Ryan Newman, a serious championship threat, 2 wins. He won Auto Club and the Daytona 500. He is wrecked out. Now, Denny Hamlin will not be wrecked out because he only moved up forward because there was nowhere for the 6 car to go. It's the nose to tail rule, so if there's 10 cars on line and 1 car hits it and it pushes every other car up, it's not going to destroy every car because there's nowhere to go. it would create 20 car pileups at Bristol. So that rule indicates that the 11 car continues to race. Meanwhile, 4 cars are out today, bringing our total to 7 total cars out. This is looking a lot like Fontana, which was a extreme wreck fest when over a dozen cars did not make the finish. Some rumors in the NASCAR DURALAST Cup Series that Tyler Reddick might be dropped by the end of the season due to extremely poor finishing results. Here is the Coors Light Camaro from Chip Ganassi Racing. Well, he's put his car inside the top 10, getting around William Byron and Dominic Konareski. Here comes the number 32 of Corey LaJoie in the Old Spice Mustang. And currently, he will be just around an 18 car, making Kyle Busch the last place car at Chicago. Here's number 7 of Danica Patrick in the GoDaddy Camaro. Wow, what a fast run there. She will get around Kurt Busch in the number 1 car. 5 cars left to go on the first half. Here's Ty Dillon in the Geico Camaro. And Ty Dillon puts himself well inside the top 10. Here is Austin Cindric in the number 16 Aussie Ford. And he will get around Kurt Busch. Here is the number 26 of Ryan Truex, the Pizza Hut Camaro. He barely misses the number 11 car, and he will be out of the race. So that makes a 8th DNF here today at the New York Sports Show 400. It's the Caterpillar Camaro for Daniel Hemrick. And Daniel Hemrick gets himself around Ty Dillon. Wow, that is some speed out of that 8 car. It is Eric Jones in the Craftsman Toyota Camry. Very good run for the 20. He will get around the 95 of Matt DiBenedetto. Paul Menard in the Ford Motorcraft Quick Lane Ford Mustang. And poor run for the 21. He will get around Joey Logano. Alrighty, folks. The first half has came to a close. It is time to get the cars off the racetrack. They will keep all their respectable positions. Alex Bowman is your leader, and we have 8 DNFs so far today. And we also have 35 cars in the field, a NASCAR DURALAST Cup Series record. Let's get it ready for the second half. Alright, folks, it is time for the second half. Now, here is our situation. So all the cars, like I mentioned, are off the racetrack. Each car will only get 1 more push in this event, and wherever they land is wherever they will finish. Now, we have 8 cars out of the race, so we went from 35 cars quickly down to 27, and this is going to be an interesting race as it plays out. So we have Alex Bowman, who is in the lead, and I'm going to have to push him from this corner because he's in the turn. Now, if I push him here, that's gaining him some extra positions, and I don't want to do that because he has such a demanding lead as it is. So I'm going to push him from here. We're going to see how everything plays out. Here's Alex Bowman out front here at Chicago. And you can just see how much this car rolls after you push it. The dead roll speed on this car is so fast. He is still out front here at Chicagoland. But in second place, it's Daniel Suarez at number 41. Let's see what he's got. Daniel Suarez! Daniel Suarez takes the lead here at Chicagoland. Daniel Suarez is your new leader here at Chicagoland Speedway. Here is Martin Truex Jr. Can he get his second win of the NASCAR DURALAST Cup Series Season 2? Well, good night. Here's Martin Truex Jr. out front. Steals the lead away from Daniel Suarez. He will not get his first win. Here's David Reagan. Can he get his first win? And wow, he was fishtailing really bad in 3 and 4. And look at that, he's going to be in 4th place. Here's Ryan Blaney looking for his second win. And Blaney will get around Reagan. Here's MTJ's teammate, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin jumps up to the 4th place spot. Here's Daniel Hemrick. Daniel Hemrick will get around Ryan Blaney. The reason why I'm pushing the cars that are over here is because the camera angle. If I push them from over here, it might obstruct and create shadows, and I don't want to do that. So these cars, I'm okay pushing over here, because if I pushed them on the back straightaway, it would be literally an entire corner penalty. And that would not be too fair. Here's Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon gets around Denny Hamlin. Here is his brother, Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon gets around Daniel Hemrick, his teammate. All right, here is Tyler Reddick in the number 40 Coors Light Camaro. And that car, no matter how hard you push it, that thing is still slow as can be. Here's William Byron in the 24 car. And he will stay outside of the 38. Here is the number 57 New York Sports Show Camaro driven by Dominic Konareski. And he will get around the number 38 of David Reagan. Here is the number 20 of Eric Jones. And he will get around Ryan Blaney. Alright, I'll have to push the remaining cars over here on the back straightaway. I can't move everyone up. That would be kind of unfair. It's the only fair thing to do, and here is Matt DiBenedetto. He will gain no position. Here is Ross Chastain for Buffet Racing South. And Ross Chastain wrecks out at Chicagoland Speedway. Tough break for the number 39 Marquito Chevrolet Camaro. Well, that makes 9 cars out of Chicagoland. Here is Kevin Harvick in the Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford Mustang. And Kevin Harvick wrecks out. Wow! This is becoming Fontana version 2. Here is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the Sunny D Ford Mustang. And Stenhouse stays behind William Byron, but hey, he gained 2 spots with those DNFs. So as you all know, the top 10 cars are the only cars eligible to get points. Right now, that is the number 40 of Tyler Reddick. But here is the number 7 of Danica Patrick. And she will get around the number 95 of Matt DiBenedetto. Here's the number 16 of Austin Cindric. He will get around the number 7. Here is the number 1 of Kurt Busch. And he will get around the number 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Here's the 21 of Paul Menard. And he gets around Danica Patrick. Alright folks, so we have 6 cars left to go. Here is the 22 of Joey Logano. He is yet to win a NASCAR Duralast Cup Series race, and right now Martin Truex Jr. is out front pulling away. Daniel Suarez so close in second place. Who is going to win the New York Sports Show 400 at Chicagoland Speedway? We still got cats like Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch. Anyone can win this. And Logano gains 4 spots on that push. Still nowhere near the 40 car, which is your top 10 in final points paying position. Here's Chase Elliott, who has had probably the most miserable Season 2 for Hendrick Motorsports. He needs a good finish after so many DNFs. And Chase Elliott gets around the number 16, but nowhere near enough to get around the 22. Still no points for Chase Elliott, and it's almost safe to say that he is no longer a championship contender. Here is the 48 car looking still for some points. He is so far out of the championship hunt, it is not even funny. At this point, it's pretty much win or bust. Here is the 48 car. Jimmy Johnson gets around the 7 car. Well, folks, as of right now, the number 95 Procore Camry is last place. Here is Brad Keselowski in the worked Ford Mustang. Someone has got to get some points, and there's only 3 cars left with Martin Truex Jr. out front at Chicagoland Speedway. Brad Keselowski gets around his Penske teammate of Joey Logano. 2 cars left to go. It's Corey LaJoie and Kyle Busch. Someone is about to win here at Chicagoland Speedway, and it really looks like Truex has got it in the bag, but who knows? A crash could change everything. And Corey LaJoie will maintain last place. And the final car to go, it is a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. Kyle Busch versus Martin Truex Jr. The Hazelnut Spread M&M Camry has 1 bullet left to pass his teammate. Who's going to win the New York Sports Show 400 at Chicagoland Speedway? Kyle Busch needs one amazing lap to get his first NASCAR Duralast Cup Series win. Here we go. Kyle Busch cannot do it. It's going to be Martin Truex Jr. going back to victory lane and wins his second NASCAR Duralast Cup Series race here at Chicagoland Speedway. It is all over, folks. Martin Truex Jr. is your winner today at Chicagoland Speedway. He comes away with 10 points for his championship hopes. A huge win for the number 19. Coming home in second place, it's the number 41 of Daniel Suarez. A huge points day for him with 9 points. Coming home third, Alex Bowman. He gets 8 points. This cat is a championship reality. And the number 13 car of Ty Dillon. He comes away fourth place with 7 points. Coming home fifth, it's Denny Hamlin, a top 5 and 6 points to show for it. Coming home sixth place, it's Ty Dillon's brother, Austin Dillon. Comes home in sixth, he comes away with 5 points for his championship hopes. Coming home in seventh place, it's RCR teammate Daniel Hemrick. Both RCR cars plus Germain Racing all finish inside the top 7. Daniel Hemrick comes home with 4 points. Surprise, surprise, Eric Jones gets a top 10 and gets 3 points to show for it. He comes home in 8th place. Ryan Blaney, he gets 2 points with a 9th place finish. Nice job, Blaney. Already halfway through the season, silly season rumors are starting to emerge. And this 40 car, let me tell you, he has been running so poor, finishing at the tail end of the pack in Chip Ganassi equipment. Guess what, folks? Tyler Reddick gets a top 10 at Chicagoland Speedway. I've covered 7 races so far this season out of 14. And let me tell you, that 40 car is one of the slowest cars in the field. It is absolutely amazing. He gets a top 10. I know we've had, 10 cars wreck out here at Chicago. But that doesn't mean the 40 car can bounce himself in the top 10. Absolutely astounding job by Tyler Reddick. Getting that top 10. Sure, it's only 1 point, but this is huge for his season, man. Making that 40 car the highest finishing Chip Ganassi racing car is absolutely a statement worth noting. And huge shout out to Dominic Konareski in the 57, finishing 11th place, 1 position outside the top 10. He could have got points in his first NASCAR Duralast Cup Series start. Huge shame he couldn't get it done, but man, 11th place. Awesome job for the 57 team. Well, folks, it has been a fun race here at Chicagoland Speedway. Some cats in the top 10 we usually don't see. Daniel Suarez, Ryan Blaney, who's been very up and down, Eric Jones, and of course, Tyler Reddick. These NASCAR Duralast Cup Series races, you never know who's going to win these races. You never know who's going to finish in the top 10. I mean, for crying out loud, we had 10 cars wreck out here today. 10 cars. Kyle Larson, who just won last Saturday night, and he wrecks out. I hope y'all enjoyed today's coverage of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series New York Sports Show 400 from Chicagoland Speedway. Next race at Michigan, it'll be race 8 of the season. 14 race season. We got 7 races down. Alex Bowman, Ryan Newman, 2 championship favorites. You could throw Martin Truex Jr. in there with another solid finish. His second NASCAR Duralast Cup Series win, and guess what? Kyle Busch still without a victory. I want to say a special thank you to the New York Sports Show for sponsoring today's race. It has been a blast calling this race home. I know my voice has been absolutely terrible. I apologize, but guess what, folks? The race must go on, and I will see y'all for Michigan. It's going to be a ton of fun. I hope y'all tune in. And if you'd like more news and updates about the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, follow me on Instagram at DIECASTS Buffet. With all that being said, Martin Truex Jr. is in victory lane. Hope you're having a great one. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And from the voice of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, I'm Garrett Hodge. Have a good one, folks.
This has been a presentation of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series on Diecast Buffet.